So today we're doing the Clockwork assembly. Main parts are these two here. Have some accent parts. This part either has a 3 or a 2 hole here, depending on your chain. So we're starting with this piece here. Looks like we're going for this large spot with a circle here and one right here, and then we'll have a cap. Once again, I have my sheet of glass to press this down into once it's set in there nicely. Nice, and then we're going to do this one right here, which is going to be a bit more difficult. Alright, so 3 in there. And then we're going to flip this around. We've got 1, 2, 3. So we're assembling this part, 2 of these guys. So we want to orient this with the bolts up. Go ahead and take our smaller rod, which should fit perfectly, and then this guy in here with the 2 spacers inserted into. I guess I'll try the other one, see if this one fits a bit better. No, yeah, so this one doesn't have the set screw on it. So it's a part without. You're told to lubricate it, so I will. We're going to throw this on top and insert it into here. So when you're assembling this, bolt be on the part without the gears. Now we add the idler. And I ended up using an M3 washer here because my kit had a washer that was way too big. I think that is fine though. So that's back on. Now we're going to take our motor plate here. This bearing's going to go right in the middle. For me personally, there's a bearing already on this gear here. So when I inserted it, I actually need to put the bearing down on the bottom of this, and then this top one's already there, ready to go. We are back on another day. So screws going in right there. So this guy right here needs thread locker. So we're gonna go do that. Gotta get my itty bitty wrench. Make sure parts are clean and dry. Shake well before use. Apply blue thread area. Assemble parts. Sets in 20 minutes. Cures in 24. Didn't expect to need to shake it. That's a good point. A nice splooge. We need to remeasure the distance. Make sure it's on the flat part of your shaft. And then I'm using the outside of my calipers here. So we're trying to get right into that distance. So that into there should be 15.6. I think I'm going to go down just a tad. Place this on top of here, and you have nice inserts here, and looks like right there. Yeah, right in there. Essentially the design has slots for you to actually slide into. So once it's here, you shouldn't be able to rotate this at all. It should be nice and solid even without the screws. But we're going to put in, going from the Voron symbol, we're going to go to the top left here and the bottom right here. Manual is very explicit about not over tightening these. Kind of funny to me. So these parts can snap. They are just plastic, remember that. And your screw should not be going past. This should be entirely flush. So that's definitely too far. But more importantly, you know, this screw is just supposed to cement this seam right here. So once you've got that pretty solid, you know, give it a quarter turn more than when it starts giving resistance, and you should be good to go. Same for that top left one. Right in there is what you're trying to actually cement together. Insert filament into the vertical portion of this. It's going to go all the way through. We want to make sure that that is lined up correctly. So looking on the inside, you can see straight line going down, and that is eating into it correctly. Last thing we want to check are that the back is completely flush, so this part right here should be entirely flush. And but it is not really moving it much. I'm gonna do something forbidden. And it still seems like everything's lined up. Okay, next step. We are taking this guy and we are going to insert it facing this way on the left side. Make sure everything is lined up. I went in a lot deeper than I was expecting. And once again, do not over tighten. This has to move freely, so that's kind of the big one with this guy. So there's some friction, but that's pretty good. So here's the front, and we have this tensioning rod now. It goes all the way in, it'll line up right there. Hard to see, but it's going all the way to the back. Taking this part again, and we are going over the top of that. Then this screw is going into the left hole, not the right hole. Yeah, there we go. So, that's pretty cool design. I like, but I also find it super sketchy when the design uses the flexibility of the plastic. Because, it's one of the benefits of plastic is that it bends a bit before it completely snaps. You can use that in your designs. You can buy really flexible plastic, make springs. You can make springs out of really thin, more or less flexible plastic. You make stuff snap in like that, which is sweet. Okay, again, don't over tighten this, needs to move. So, maybe one more crank. There is a fix right there for softer filaments giving you some extra distance. I'm probably gonna have to look that one up. Kind of looks like there might be another threaded insert, but I will come back to that one, I guess. Stepper motor in my possession. A couple weeks late. Looks like we're mounting it across this way. All the way through. Motor goes on. Yeah, push your tension arm all the way in when you do this, and you're gonna feed drives straight through both of these. A little difficult to do, but hasn't been the worst one. So I'm just going to leave that loose for now. The way this is going to work is you can twist this clockwise as much as you can. And the way you know you're going the right direction, so you're going to see that your screw hasn't hit the backstop here. When you twist this way, you'll see your screw actually hit the plastic. You go the other way, it probably won't get all the way. And then if you can give your gear a couple twists, yeah, perfect. And you can actually hear and feel the motor. So kind of add some tension in that clockwise direction, tighten that up so that your motor isn't going to move. And your teeth are engaged to the motor. And they say there should be some faint play, which I was not expecting. On top here, and then these two like this. So we're setting our favorite track chain part. Okay, open cable lap. So this is gonna fit in here. So cable cover sits right in there. That's gonna come all the way down. And I guess you wouldn't have to dismantle everything to do work on it, so that's nice. So that is the clockwork part of the extruder head. That's where I'm going to stop today because I am waiting for yet more parts. But for now, I think this is looking really good. Just so everyone knows what's going on, Filament goes in here. Filament goes out here. This motor is your driver, and this mechanism here, when it locks in, a little heavier than expected, but that's your clamp. And then when you tighten this tension, the gears that are pushing in your extruded filament are getting closer together, and then as you turn counterclockwise, they're getting further apart. So yeah, another part done.